Right now on Denver 7 News at 5 o'clock, it's a mile-high city landmark, but business owners along the 16th Street Mall are worried about the future.
During the pandemic, we were just completely closed down because there was no business down here.
So this morning, we're taking a closer look at initiatives to bring shops and customers back.
Douglas County Schools is letting its two candidates for superintendent talk directly to parents, students, and staff. The reasons they're giving for why they should get the job.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire.
A group of Colorado high school students think they have the right recipe to wow astronauts on the International Space Station. Some fine dining, too, for our astronauts. But wait until you hear everything they have to consider for making food in space, because it's a lot. A lot
astronaut different. Ice cream, I guess.
Yeah, that's the one everyone thinks about. It's a little
more complicated than that.
Right, I guess so. Thanks for joining us. Happy Friday to you. I'm Brian Sanders.
I'm Nicole Brady, and get outside at least early today. It's the last time we'll see temperatures in the 60s for a while. It is a Denver 7 weather action day as we look ahead to our next storm rolling in tomorrow.
Meteorologist Lisa Hidalgo tracking those conditions for us. A temperature drop and some snow and rain are all on the way.
Yeah, that view of Earth from space, and especially over Colorado, is going to be snow covered by early Monday morning. We're tracking a change, which is why we've issued the Denver 7 weather action day. Right now, things are quiet. Here in town, you're going to find a little mix of sun and clouds this morning. It's actually still going to be really mild today with upper 60s for highs, but obviously seeing a change out west. Rain and snow starting to move in from the west. The mountains will start to be a bit more, wet. It looks like those roads will turn wet by the afternoon as we get that moving in. Temperature-wise, you've still got some pretty good biking weather here in town. Your fresh air forecast, low to even mid-60s by about 2 o'clock. And then Denver's going to hit highs right around 65 to near 68. We'll be a touch cooler north from Erie to Longmont and up through Fort Collins, low 60s there. 30s, 40s for the mountains. So it is starting to cool down a bit, getting a little closer to normal. But yeah, take a look at that futurecast. Early tomorrow morning, just about 24 hours from now, we're waking up to some wet roads and light snow falling. We'll take a closer look at how much snow we're expecting in your neighborhood with this storm on the Super 7 Day coming up.
And so it will be a sloppy ride going up into the mountains for you this weekend. Right now, we have a pretty good drive here across I-70. Had some overnight construction in this lower section. Also some restrictions at Colorado Boulevard coming off of eastbound I-70 for you this morning. We also have some work going on the west side of town. Take a look from the map where you can see some of the red out there and a lane shift awaiting you as well from Denver West over to Ward Road. Take a look from the camera and you can see how they've shifted the lanes a little bit to the right as they're still working out there. They still have some cones set up and they're trying to get the signs and everything picked up right now. So we just have one lane open, not seeing significant delays just because traffic is pretty light right now. So even though the travel time says 17 minutes, really not that long trying to get through that construction zone. The rest of the drive looks just fine. North, south, east, and west just starting to get a little bit busier in some of those usual spots.
We do want to get to some breaking news, and we want you to take a look at your screen. Aurora police are looking for two missing teenagers and need help finding them. 19-year-old Janvier Enoch and 15-year-old Ezroni Ashubu are brothers. They were last seen yesterday around 3:30 in the afternoon near Montview Boulevard and North Dallas Street.
Well, the Nuggets will be able to play at Ball Arena tonight after the venue was evacuated last night. A small fire broke out during the Toby Mac concert and fans were forced to leave. You can see video here from Air Tracker 7 of all the fans gathering outside the arena. Denver Fire said a fire inside was caused by a food warmer and that the show was canceled because of water damage from the sprinkler system. Thankfully, there were no reports of any injuries, but the concert had to be rescheduled for next Wednesday. The 16th Street Mall is obviously an iconic Denver destination, but business owners there say foot traffic has slowed during the pandemic.
Now there's renewed focus on bringing people back as we make our way out of the pandemic into a new normal. Denver 7's Colette Bordelon is live there this morning. Colette, there are several initiatives business owners are excited about.
Yeah, one of them, 5 new pop-ups that are coming to the mall. Those would actually make up around a third of the available spaces down there right now. The goal is to turn those temporary businesses into permanent fixtures.
I still want it the same way, like the onions and everything in it.
Some of the people passing through the 16th Street Mall are there most mornings. Coming back again and again for Ahmad Smiley's food.
This is basically the heart of Denver.
But for the first time in his decade at the mall, his regulars disappeared. along with the tourists.
During the pandemic, we were just completely closed down because there was no business down here.
A new initiative between the city and Downtown Denver Partnership wants to bring that business back.
Yeah, it has the potential, and I'm really happy it's happening. So.
The plan, taking 5 vacant storefronts and turning them into pop-ups, matched with entrepreneurs getting $20,000 to get them going. They'll have to meet certain criteria, like 25 full-time employees or less, because it's meant for small businesses that may not have this opportunity otherwise.
So we have 3 property owners who are participating, and they have offered no base rent in exchange for this opportunity to be connected to vetted tenant prospects.
The pop-ups can be there for at least 3 months. After that, the property owner and business can decide how long they'd want to stay, up to a year.
How do we reimagine downtown? How do we bring people back and offer them something new? And I really love that this has a diversity, equity, and inclusion focus as well.
And for those already working in the mall, they know new business means new customers for everyone.
People are always looking for change, and the variety is always the best chance that you could draw people here down in 16th Street Mall.
With a Smiley ready to meet his next regular. Colette Bordelon, Denver 7.
Applications for the pop-ups are open through 5 this afternoon. If you want to see if your own business qualifies, you can go to popupdenver.org. Those with the Downtown Partnership tell us they've had at least 100 applicants so far. Live this morning, Colette Bordelon, Denver 7.
Thank you, Colette. And work will start in just a few weeks to renovate the mall. The goal of the $150 million project is to make the area more walkable and give more outdoor space to the businesses that line the street. Construction starts on the block between Market and Larimer Streets. The city says all businesses will still be accessible. The RTD-free mall ride will be rerouted to 15th and 17th Streets while the blocks are under construction.
Well, the Douglas County School Board is taking the next step toward hiring a new superintendent. The board named 2 finalists for the job, former interim superintendent Aaron Kane and executive director for the Parker region, Danny Windsor. Both finalists made their cases yesterday during a public Q&A with the board members.
One of my goals is to always respect views that differ from mine, or from each other, or whatever it might be, to respect and listen and do everything I can to accommodate where people are at.
Douglas County School District needs to be a community school district, and you have to systemically approach to do that. And that means I need to be able to hear the hard things about that are not going well in this district, and I also need to hear the things that are going well and building upon those things.
The district says there will be one more public comment session before either Kane or Windsor is hired. That will take place during the school board meeting on March 22nd. A bill that would have required Colorado school districts to post their curriculum and other information online failed in its first committee hearing. The bill's Republican sponsor said it would have encouraged more transparency. Similar bills introduced around the country have raised concerns about censorship, though. What would you want to eat if you had to live in space?
I think I would just be trying to keep it down,
Right.
whatever it was. But some teenagers at Grandview High School are cooking up a recipe for astronauts on the International Space Station. And this sounds amazing. Students created a chimichurri chicken salad for NASA's Culinary Challenge. The winners will get to go to the Johnson Space Center in Houston and demo this for astronauts. There's a lot of thought that goes into creating food that can be eaten in space.
They have to really pay attention to their moisture content as well as their crumble factor. So things like toast or crackers, things like that would never be allowed in space because the crumbs would be floating all over the place.
No crumbs in space.
Right.
Interesting. The students will find out next week if they've won. And besides the glory of saying astronauts are using your recipe, the winners also receive college scholarships.
And then the dry ice cream for dessert after
Yes.
after the fine meal there. Looked
Love some Dippin' Dots.
caramelized
Yeah.
bananas. And I mean, that was fancy
amazing,
stuff.
yeah.
I know.
You know what I thought was cool is, you know, the pepper and the salt is liquid? Because obviously you can't let pepper and salt be flying around either.
Yeah, interesting.
Cool. Take a look at tomorrow's wake-up forecast. Just doesn't move much, does it? 36 across the board there. It is going to stay pretty cold. We're going to see mid to upper 30s tomorrow. Might be in the 40s just after midnight tonight, so that would be it for highs, and then the rest of the day colder. We'll take a look at the snow that's moving in with it too coming up.
That's a dining room table right there. It's right across. We have a good drive going on for most of us, including here on 225 over at Parker Road. Had some emergency road repairs over here by Parker, but I'm not seeing any delays right now as all that work has been moved, and you can see the light rail moving along just fine as well. So and no problems for us really out here to the east side of town. There is an issue out to the west. We'll take a look at that coming up.
Colorado's economy is slowing down. The latest forecast showing the impact of inflation and higher interest rates ahead of the February jobs report from the Labor Department. Plus.
I'm John Matteries. More pain at the gas pump, but I'll show you some apps that could help you save real money at your next fill up. Coming up.